Hey everybody, welcome to Tuhon and Son. I am Ryan Stickjelna.
And I am Tuhon Philipsjelna.
Dad was just sleeping on the couch, so I'm not sure if he's going to be full of energy tonight.
I was charging my batteries.
Yeah. Anyway, give Freddy Cougar my regards. Actually, no, it's kind of interesting. Like Freddy Cougar's never actually gone up against like a bunch of Ketchikimbo guys. You know what I mean? Ketchikimbo guys, I think they could handle themselves.
Oh gosh, yes.
Against Freddy Cougar. Just a little shout out. I was went to the gym to see you the other day, and I saw the Ketchikimbo class, and all the classes in Gamma seem to be full of rad, cool dudes. But I don't know. There's kind of this brotherhood going on in the Ketchikimbo class. Like all the guys seem to actually hang out, and on your birthday, like all those guys were there, and just back in November, like it's just interesting. It's like that kind of class just has a bunch of guys that actually appear to be friends and not just, oh, we take the same class together. Is this does Ketchikimbo usually bring that out in people?
Well, it seems to. I mean, one of the things that we really aim for is something called Ohana, which is basically a Hawaiian name for family.
Okay.
And so family hangs together, so.
Oh, that's wonderful, Dad. Big news coming this weekend. I'm sure everyone who listens to this probably already knows, but the legend himself, Dan Inosanto, is gracing us with his presence this coming weekend.
Yep, that's right.
And what's the date, just for people?
31 May 2015.
So if you're listening to this in June, you're like, why? It's just like, well, if you live in Montreal and you don't know Dan Inosanto's coming, then that's on you. That's your problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, you clearly don't check Facebook. You clearly don't stalk him. Yeah. So last year we did an interview with Dan, and it was great. And part one has been seen like 5,000 or 6,000 times, which is seen, listened to, whatever. And that's great. But guys, give some love to part two, because part two is where he gets kind of like emotional, and he talks about how he considered Bruce Lee his best friend, and how Bruce Lee couldn't assemble like a crib. It's freaking awesome. So, Tuhon and Son interview with Dan Inosanto part 2. Definitely give it a listen, because that's personally one of my favorite broadcasts we ever did.
Yeah, well, it was amazing. It was really nice to see his human side. Not that he isn't human, but when you see people who communicate emotionally, they show parts of themselves as being, not fragile, but they're very human.
Yeah, and for those of you who are unaware of who Dan Inosanto is, just a quick synopsis of the career of Dan Inosanto. Bruce Lee certified about, 3 black belts?
3 people.
3 people to be like, you will teach my stuff. And Dan was one of those guys, Not 3 people, not 4 people, not 6 people, not 20 people. We're talking like, he sired him, He's a knight of the Bruce Lee round table, the roundhouse table, roundhouse kick table. And anyway, Dan Inosanto has studied many martial arts over the years, and he's still kicking it, keeping it real. And he's coming to Gamma. Yeah. So you've been bringing him to town for decades.
Yeah, since late 1980s.
Late 1980s. So pretty much like when I was crapping my pants.
Little.
Yeah, when I was littler. Yeah, that's true. I still crap my pants. Is that what you're insinuating, Father?
No, I'd never insinuated.
Is that what you've been dreaming about, Father?
Oh, gosh, I hope not.
All right, so let's go into the Dan Inosanto. I guess that's the topic of the day. We could talk about our stuff. Like, I saw Mad Max this morning, and I'm like, I'm supposed to see you with Dad. So if Dad has time on Tuesday, we're going to go see Mad Max.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to D-box that stuff, because it's like pretty much a giant chase scene constantly. So if you're ever going to pay for a D-box, that's where you get your money's worth, because, you go to a movie, you're like, yeah, the action scenes. And I remember seeing The Dark Knight Rises and D-box. There's a lot of downtime in that movie. So when there is some D-box and stuff, you ride some motorcycle, punches some people in the face, you're like, whoa. But there's few and far between scenes in between that where you're like, anytime now, my ass is going to start rumbling. It's going to be great. But, Avengers was a better example of how to see it on D-box, because, when Hulk is saying puny God and smash, 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 right up the rectum,
wrecked him.
Yeah, you
damn near killed him.
Yeah, you could explode a Coke can with that kind of intensity. And Mad Max, oh my God, it's driving constantly. So the entire time, your butt's going to be like... I'm oddly looking forward to this sensation. Yeah,
your ass is already trembling.
Pretty much. Anyway, so that's that news. Any current news, Dad?
Well, we're still waiting for the move to happen. I mean,
okay.
I've had a meeting with the people who run the building and who have been doing the renovation, and they were all excited about a month ago, and they said, yeah, we're ready, and then nothing happened. I mean, I went over there. They got some stuff done, like 2 or 3 little things, and then they stopped again. They're trying to fix the floor. There's the floor upstairs. All they have to do is scrape off whatever muck must have had.
All right, well, it's not the perfect gym that it will be eventually, but you know what? It's Gamma at the end of the day. It's Gamma, man.
It's a piece of crap. I don't want to go there yet.
We're the Rolling Stones of martial arts academies, Dad. And we have our Brian Jones is gone. We get our Roundy Woods, but we're never going nowhere. No, okay. All right, we'll cut this part out because it's, even because it's interesting. It's like, I never want to perpetuate any negativity on the gym at all. It's like, it's unfortunate that it's taken a long time to come together because you personally haven't been Well,
every other gym we've done so far, we're the people who drove it. We made it. They gave us an empty hull and we filled it. When we were on
you are the Street, Rolling Stones.
Yeah, well, no, but we were when we were on Mayor Street, but I guess 1999. No, 2000. Yeah. Was it 2009? I can't even
Dad, if you were on Mayor Street, it was not
2006.
that long.
It was 2006.
Yeah. Okay.
And we started in 2006, and we had an 8,000 square foot area. We went in there and we chipped off all of the plaster from all the ceiling from 8,000 square feet, and we filled a bag after bag of this plaster crap and put it out there, and they took it away. And finally, it took us 6 months of hammering away with those air chisels and electric chisels, and finally it was all done. Finally, it was all finished. And now, of course, when we moved out, it was almost like they got this great job. They didn't have to do any of the crap part of taking it all down, because I tell you, there's nothing worse than taking out old, crappy plaster from a ceiling. Yeah. Because if you don't take it down, it'll probably fall on its own and smash some stuff you own. So you don't want that to happen.
Right.
And later on, and if you spend all your time and energy taking these stupid, crappy ceiling down, and you don't stay around, then somebody else gets to use that for their benefit.
Dad, I just realized something. You look tired as hell, but there's a good reason. You went to Ottawa today.
I went to Ottawa.
And then you, after you taught a seminar, I think it was a seminar, right?
Well, I taught a seminar today.
Okay, you taught a seminar, and then you went somewhere else, and then you ended up teaching for like 3 hours.
Well, no, actually that was canceled.
Oh, that was canceled. Okay, so that's why you're not, dead
I'm not there.
You're not there or dead on the side of the road.
I would have been finished just about 20 minutes ago.
Between your sleepiness and your road rage, you're two of the dwarves.
Yeah, we're
2 of the 7 dwarves. It's a lethal combination of sleepy rage, unless you're going against Freddy Cougar, which I accused you of earlier.
Yeah.
Or not accused you of, I sired you. Anyhow, how did Ottawa go today?
Ottawa was great. This was our second time. We have a small team sled dog group there that we are establishing as I guess you call it, we're transmitting the Paquita Tercia Cali system class by class. We have committed to go there once every 4 to 5 weeks. So over a year, we'll be doing there 12 times, and we expect to be there longer because you're not going to be able to transmit all this information that quickly. But we're teaching everybody, we're transmitting the information so that these people normally work together. They come in, and I give them all this information, or as much as we can handle, force down their throats in 4 hours, and then they take that back, indoctrinate themselves with it, and then I come back in 4 or 5 weeks and we do it again.
Awesome.
Anyway, there's about this this time today there were 15 people. Last time I think there were about 18. But this is just fine. It gives us a lot of space, a lot of time, and we're able to really able to in 4 hours give a lot of information, and people pick it up. And once they've picked it up, they start manifesting the technique. So that's really cool.
And what gym were you at?
I was at Blue Water Martial Arts, which is in Rockland, which is that's Jeremy McCann and Jerry and Julie, and they've opened up their school to this, and it's been great. And it's funny because last night we were at that event downtown.
Oh, geez, yeah, that event. I'm the worst of. I didn't even ask you how your weekend goes. As far as like martial arts is concerned, you did a lot this weekend. You got on your little penguin suit, your tuxedo, and you went to the Canadian Black Belt Hall of Fame as an already Black Belt Hall of Famer. So, you're like, I'm part of this thing, Pilgrim. And so how was it yesterday?
It was a lot of fun.
Except we went to Hall, not Hall.
Ottawa. Well, the Hall of Fame thing was last night in Montreal.
Yeah, but the one you were inducted in, where was that?
No, that was in Ottawa. That was in Hull, yes.
Hull, yes, okay.
That was at the casino.
In Hull, yeah. Cool. All right. So, So you went to the one in Montreal yesterday.
Went to the one in Montreal, and it was very nice. There was all sorts of people I know for years and years were inducted. There were 10 people, and there were some really big names. There was the guy who basically presented me. They all call him Master Chung Lee, but it's now he's a grandmaster. I've known him. Well, I won't say I've known him. He and I have been acquainted. I started knowing him early 70s, and then he had a school up on the Metropolitan. He's been around forever and ever, and he now he's had I don't know, got to be over 1,000 black belts. But he had a guy, one of his students, who was also inducted because he was a kickboxer and a very successful one. Was talking about basically the Chung Lee thing, because Chung Lee was inducted as a Lifetime Achievement Award, and this guy, and stuff. There were times when he had, there were like 8 weight classes, and his students had win for the Canadian Championships. They'd win 7 of them. So
okay.
And this guy Michel Labonte was going, so what happened to the 8th one? Why didn't we win that one too? Mm-hmm. Whereas most schools would just be very happy, and so it was nice to see him do as well as he was doing, because he was he was a little shy because of all the hoopla that surrounded him, but there are all these really nice guys.
And filled with sleepy rage over the fact that the name Chun Li was used for Street Fighter 2 as a woman's name.
Didn't even know.
Yeah, but he's bringing it back. He's taking it back, yo.
He's taking it back.
Yeah, he's taking it back. All right, so we won't stay on too much longer because Dad looks like he's about to pass out at this table, and he's almost using the microphone to rest his chin on.
Actually, today it was really weird because I was on my way back from Ottawa, and I sort of my eyes would sort of do this TV thing, it would flash in, and I'd be like, oh, did I almost fall asleep? And I did that 3 or 4 times on the way back, so I pulled over in a gas station and walked around and sort of got my brain on straight, had a little bit to eat, sort of felt normal again, and then came home. But boy, I was worried that I would find myself wrapped around a telephone pole, and not much self-defense can work against that.
Yeah, whoa. It's very strong not to go out on. But, I was going to say something before I now completely forgot. Okay, well, in that case, I guess it's a good time to stop then, because Dad's tired and I'm senile.
All right.
All right, so just for those who want to come see Dan and Inosanto this weekend, where do they go? Where can I find information?
Well, we're on Facebook. We have a page on Facebook. It's just called Dan and Inosanto 2015 Canadian Seminar.
Okay. Canadian Seminar? Is he only coming here?
Well, no. As a matter of fact, I found out after we'd made this page that he's also going to be in Calgary in October or something like that.
Okay.
But I didn't know that, and for years and years, we've been the only seminar for years and years in Canada.
Really?
So
you have to. Wow, that is insane. So people would have to travel from Newfoundland to Vancouver to if they want to see Danny. They'd have to come
But the
here.
thing is that he would appear in seminars all across the United States and in Europe and in Asia. But he's only until last year. Last year was the first time that he did a second seminar in it was Calgary, the same people, and so I think they came down and supported us last year, and then they went out and did theirs. This year, I don't see their name, so I don't think they're supporting us. But neither are we supporting them. So it's just a matter of whatever business. But anyway, he's going to be here. He'll be here next weekend, and we're really looking forward to it. It's just amazing to see that guy move because he isn't 25 years old anymore, but he moves like he is. So it's really awesome.
Awesome.
And knowing that this is the guy that Bruce Lee probably gave more individual attention to and technical information, because Bruce Lee, even though he had those two other guys before, one of them passed away the same year he did, and another gentleman, I don't know. I don't know what his relationship was with these people, because my relationship with Dan Inosanto is that for me to say that I know anybody else would be kind of presumptuous, but Dan Inosanto was there at probably Bruce Lee's most productive period.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as far as his evolution in JKD. And so it's really nice to see that. And then in 1973, after Bruce Lee passed away, Dan Inosanto didn't crawl into a cave and say, okay, my teacher has passed away. I'm now going to wear, rags. And
No, he picked up that lightsaber and he got done.
Well, yeah. Well, he was, he was probably, even though there are some amazing people who practice Filipino martial arts, Dan Inosanto practicing the Filipino martial arts is probably one of the reasons why it is as popular as it is, because people have a thing about Bruce Lee. And because they know Dan Inosanto was a student of his, they have a thing about Dan Inosanto. And Dan Inosanto is an awesome guy. He never tries to abuse that position, but everybody just gets all excited about Dan Inosanto being that person, so they go in and go crazy trying to find out about it. And so as a result, there was a certain desire to find out about Filipino martial arts, and because of that, he was able to propagate this art and turn it from an art that almost nobody had heard about to an art that almost everybody has heard about and has practiced in some form or another.
Beautifully told, Father.
Oh, thanks.
Beautifully told. Dan Inosanto this coming weekend, the 31st?
30th and 31st.
30th and 31st, 2015.
Of May.
Of May. Facebook, Dan Inosanto Canadian Seminar.
It's on MontrealMartialArts.com.
MontrealMartialArts.com.
That's his poster is the first thing you'd see. So anybody interested, they can. We take all sorts of. We take a PayPal. We take reservations, credit card reservations by phone.
And also, it's a great time to visit Montreal because it's finally warm.
Yeah,
and it's finally warm. The weather's been great. And there's a lot to do in the city around this time of year. And there's a D-box that you can watch the Mad Max in and feel a rumbling and you're bumbling.
And it's only a block away from the school.
Yeah, oh, that's true. Actually, yeah, go train and then watch Mad Max.
Yeah.
Watch Mad Max with people. Be like, hey, my body hurts. Let's go see Mad Max.
Rumble, rumble, rumble.
Yeah, rumble, rumble, rumble. Well, my ass hurts already. Might as well. Why stop now? All right. I am Ryan Sticks Jelena.
And I'm Philip Tuhon Jelena.
And actually, yeah, and the show is exactly about 20 minutes, so that's fantastic. All right. See you later. Bye.
Bye-bye.